Hey you guys, so spending freeze update. I just did our grocery shopping trip for the next 2 weeks because it's payday. And so what we're trying to do is with our shopping budget, our grocery budget, is spend as much as we need for our actual grocery shopping, and then the remainder save for trips to the store, like for milk or extra bread or lunch food or whatever. Okay, this is our kitchen table full of all the food that we're going to be eating for the next 2 weeks. So let's start with the meat. My philosophy with meat is that I need to get 1 meal's worth of meat for each day that hopefully we'll be sitting down and eating a meal together, which is pretty much every day. So normally I try to spend about $10 on meat per meal. And that seems to work for us. Today, because I was trying consciously to cut costs, I aimed for $5. And I was able to do that in some cases, but not in every case. So, for example, here's pork, just a pork loin, pork tenderloin. And that's, let's see if I can find out the amount. Yeah, that's 0.814 kilograms, so almost a kilogram. $5.17, so I was close to my I was close to my $5 mark on that one. These packages are pre-cooked meat. These ones were on for $4.88 today. So I got 2 packages. This is chicken drumsticks, and then there's ribs. And one of these boxes will do us for a meal. I have done in the past where we have 2 boxes worth of this kind of meat, but we don't really need that, and we end up with leftovers. And so if I'm trying to cut costs, this is one of the things that I've tried to cut costs with. So one of these per meal. This stuff, again, Lou's. I love Lou's, especially for camping and road tripping. But this was on sale. It was $7.49, so a little bit more over my $5 budget. And then these ones are awesome because, and these are over my budget as well, but these are $10 each. Some of them had coupons, and surprisingly I didn't get one with a coupon. But anyway, I freeze them, and then I can either stick them completely frozen into the crock pot for Sunday lunch, or I can put them out and thaw them for just a weeknight dinner. And like the seasoning sauce and everything is in there, and it is raw meat, so it is completely it's not pre-cooked or anything. But that's a nice, quick, and easy meat that I don't have to worry about, having the fixins for kind of thing. I just do the sides. Okay, so what else do we have? We got, I don't know if you can see through the bag. This is just chicken pieces, so chicken legs mostly, and that's $4.51, so that's a meal there. And this is another bag, chicken legs, $4.84. That's another meal there. The other thing that I got was these are spring rolls, which usually last us actually 2 meals. That's $6.99 for that box. And then eggs. This is $2 for this carton. 12 eggs. Of course, we usually eat 6 eggs per meal, so that would easily do us 2 meals. Probably what we'll end up doing is spreading it out amongst 1 meal and then baking. But still, there's 2 meals right there if we needed it. And then I got pierogies. Pierogies for us, 1 package can be a standalone dinner on its own with, some veggies on the side or salad on the side or whatever without any meat. So that's like I guess a vegetarian meal. I can pretend we're being responsible or something. But each of these bags is $1.50. So if you want to talk about super cheap and really scrimping, there you go. That's the way I call these cheap carbs. So when we're in poor food mode, which is kind of what we're doing right now, scrimping and saving, bare bones, this is ideal because pierogies are so filling, and you sprinkle a little bit of cheese on them and they taste super. They taste great, and then you put veggies on the side and you've just had you've fed a family for super cheap. So I got 3 bags of those, so that's 3 meals right there if we wanted. With dinners, if we're talking about dinners, I also get frozen vegetables as much as possible. Because here's the thing with fresh, I love fresh veggies. Most of my family is very picky about what they actually eat. We don't go through vegetables as quickly as a lot of other families, and so You know, quite often if we buy fresh broccoli, for example, some of it goes bad, it ends up getting tossed. If it's already frozen, I mean, this is frozen from fresh, there's nothing added, or any of that stuff. So it's an easy way to get out exactly what we need, and the rest of it is frozen. So if it stays in the freezer for 2 weeks, that's fine. But if it were to stay in my fridge for 2 weeks, I'd have to toss it. So, so that's what I get. These are $2.69 per bag, and one of these bags of veggies lasts us 2 meals. So then that ends up being $1.30 worth of vegetables per meal. So that's pretty reasonable as far as vegetables go. Okay, the other thing that we have quite often for sides for dinners is carrots. And this package, this is 5 pounds of carrots, cost us $1.49. These we'll use for dinners, but we also use them most days for packed lunches and then snacks at other times. And then there's potatoes. We got a 10-pound bag of potatoes for $3.99. So normally we go through about 5 pounds in 2 weeks. Since we're really trying to scrimp and save, we may end up using up this 10 pounds this next 2 weeks, but we'll see how long that lasts. But I also quite often get these frozen loaves of bread. These cost there's 5 of them in there, 5 frozen loaves, and it costs about $5.99. So it's a little over $1 for fresh baked bread. And quite often what I do is, especially if I'm at work during the day, I just put it in a greased loaf pan and set it by the crock pot, which is turned on, cover it with saran wrap and let it rise all day, and then bake it for dinner along with the food in the crock pot. And it makes it's just a wonderful addition to the dinner. Okay, so moving on to lunches. Lunches are a big expense in our house. So we've got 3 kids in school, obviously. My husband usually takes a lunch. Quite often it's leftovers, so this isn't quite so much for him. But and then I take a lunch once a week. Now I do also include in this category the lunches that I eat at home when I'm by myself, when the kids are at school and Andy's at work. So so I have gotten a few things specifically for myself for lunches as well in this particular grocery shopping trip. So we usually have sandwiches of some sort for each packed lunch. These packages were on for 75 cents each. A friend tipped me off to this. So I discovered that 2 of these packages will spread out to do 6 wraps for my kids, and they get 2 wraps each. So 2 of these will last 1 day in my house. So that's good. So I got 10 of those. I did get tortillas. We get the medium-sized tortillas. These tortillas freeze beautifully. So what I usually end up doing is freezing these, and then when we run out of fresh bread, we pull these out, and they're great for, like today, when it was the day, well, it was the day of grocery shopping, so I was kind of hitting the bottom of the barrel grocery-wise to be able to give the kids some wraps with some nice freshly thawed wraps or tortillas, which is, I mean, you can't tell that they've been in the freezer once they're thawed. And so that's perfect. That's a great kind of like save it to the last minute and use it when you absolutely have nothing else. Okay, so I also got granola bars, and normally we get a bulk package of granola bars, but these ones were actually the same cost as the bulk box and a little bit cheaper for the undipped ones. So usually I get undipped ones. This time I got some dipped granola bars as well, and they are actually the same price as the bulk ones that I would normally get. So that's a little bit of a treat. I don't usually get the dipped ones, but these are one of those things that, again, you know, when you're rushing in the morning to make lunches, it's nice to have prepackaged stuff ready to go. I did get a couple of packages of pudding. Again, nice to have prepackaged stuff. These are $1 for the package, so 25 cents each. That's not bad as far as lunch snacks go. Again, we'll use the carrots for snacks. And then over here is, I've got 2 bags of apples that were, I think these ones were 87 cents a pound, and then these are Red Delicious. And then I got ambrosia, which are, these were like $1.20, something like that, a pound, but they're smaller, so you get more servings out of that. And because that's one thing that everybody in our family will eat is apples. So, and then I got clementines, which aren't, my family doesn't really eat clementines, but I like them, and they were $2 for the bag, so I splurged. And then I got cheese strings. Now, if I'm scrimping and saving, usually I don't get cheese strings. However, because I shop at No Frills and have PC points, I got back a ton of points. It was just one of the offers, the special offers that I happened to get this time around. So it was worth it for me to buy these and get money back on them. So for me, what I've found working in the office, especially on Fridays when I work there, I'm by myself. And about midday, I start to get a little antsy from sitting in a chair and just staring at a computer screen all morning. So I usually head out and run some errands. And while I've been out running those errands, I've noticed that I've been justifying stopping at Tim Hortons or McDonald's to grab like a wrap or something healthy, like a salad or soup or whatever, to eat while I keep working. And that's fine, you know, and I can get my work done and eat at the same time, and I don't have to worry about packing myself a lunch. However, that ends up being about $10 a week. So I finally realized that that is a great way to waste money. Like, seriously, it's just a waste of money. So now I have stocked up on these cup of soups, which are individual packages, of course. And then usually I take some fruit and some crackers as well on the side. So that's less than 50 cents a meal compared to $10 a meal. That's a pretty big change. So one of the other things I like to get is yogurt. Now I know what you're thinking, I should have bought them in bulk. At the store where I shop, it was actually cheaper to buy them in the individual cups than to buy them in a 1 liter tub. Usually get 2 bricks of cheese. We use that for various things, for our pierogies, for spaghetti, for pasta, for sandwiches, for whatever else. So that just kind of goes through all the meals. These Michelinas, I got these for Andy because, again, he usually takes leftovers, but if there aren't any leftovers or, you know, it's not something that he really likes, he kind of likes having something that he can just grab quickly and go. Now, normally these are like $2 or $3 each. They were 88 cents. That's the only reason I got them. I got 3 of those, so we can stick those in the freezer and they'll... So then I also, instead of getting Rice Krispie Squares prepackaged, which is quite often what I do, I get the no-name ones, and they're pretty cheap. But I thought, okay, how can I really make my money stretch? And so I decided to make my own. So I got just the no-name, the PC brand Rice Krispies, and a bag of marshmallows, which today I also got points on. So I might not have actually thought of that idea if I wasn't going to get points for the marshmallows. Okay, and then for breakfasts, I got some no-name waffles. These are good when the kids are too picky for cereal. And then I got a couple of boxes of cereal. I have no idea why I got the Golden Grams. I think it was because of the big yellow sign that made me think it was on sale. The kids will eat it and they'll enjoy it, but that wasn't really a money-saving type thing. Shreddies, my family loves Shreddies, and so I didn't get brand name Shreddies, which I usually do because honestly you can't beat brand name Shreddies. But today I decided to go to President's Choice to save the money, so we'll see. This will be a bit of an experiment and see if they actually eat them. So I usually end up buying several liters of apple juice to last us the 2 weeks, and I just hide them until we need them and pull them out when we need them. These ones were a little bit cheaper. They were 50 cents a carton, which works out to a little bit cheaper than what I would usually pay. So I think I got 8 of those, which is great. And I also got some soup. Campbell's tomato soup was on for 77 cents. So I grabbed a couple of those because those are good, again, for Saturday meals or maybe weeknight meals when things are a little bit rushed. And I also got some chicken soup. This is $1.47 a can. Got 2 of those because those are good for last-minute lunches as well. Okay, so let's talk about snacks. Okay, so quite often they get chips, and it's mostly just for the munchy aspect of it, right? So I got a couple of bags. I think I got 3 bags in total of Quaker Minis. Sorry, I got a couple of bags of crispy minis. These are $1.33 a bag, and 1 bag, they'll eat that sitting in front of the TV. But this is so much healthier and fewer calories than eating a bag of Lay's, which is quite often what they usually get, for $3 or $4. So it's cheaper, it's less calories, it's better for them, better all around. I also got a couple of bags of these ones, these rice cakes, and they're caramel chocolate chips, so they're sweet, right? And they've got the chocolate in them, and so that hopefully will help with the chocolate cravings. And the other thing I got was these super cheap chocolate chip cookies. So I was going to go for the Mr. Christie cookies, Fudgios and chocolate chip cookies and things like that. And they were $2 for a package. Again, my kids will sit down with their father and polish off a box or a package in no time at all. So all they're looking for is like the cheap sugar hit, right? So why not go as cheap as possible? And the less good they taste, the less they'll eat of them too, right? So it's kind of self-limiting. I did get a package of chocolatines. Chocolatines, is that what they're called? And I'll probably cut these up, and these will be kind of a nice snack after school or in the evening tonight. And of course, they're from the reduced shelf, so they were 50% off. We got microwave popcorn because, again, this is one of those cheap snacks that is satisfying and relatively healthy. It's not super healthy because it's butter flavor, but it's healthier than what could be the alternative. And we got the fake Pringles, which I love getting because they're so much cheaper, and my kids eat them just as quickly as they eat the actual Pringles. So these were $1.25 a can. We just bought 4 liters of milk the other night, so I just got the 4 liters. And usually that's all I get. We go through 4 liters of milk in about 3 or 4 days. So that's why we have the buffer, you know, the $40 extra that I'm going to save, and that's going to be reserved for milk top-ups and things like that. Okay, so the non-perishable items, we include all of our toiletries, all of our like non-perishables, all of our cleaning supplies. All of that stuff is part of our grocery budget. So I'll show you what I got today. I went for the cheaper paper towels. Garbage bags, I got garbage bags because we need those. I also got compostable green bin liners. Okay, and then laundry pods. As I've mentioned, I think before, everybody in my family does their own laundry, except for Esri, who we are still working on. But because of that, I found that it saves us money to have single portion laundry detergent, just so that nobody is using more than they should and wasting it. Okay, Head and Shoulders. This is one of those things that we can't really fudge on too much because the men in our family really do need some kind of dandruff shampoo. So we do get the store brand as opposed to brand name Head and Shoulders. But this, I mean, this bottle is $4.49. Like, it's expensive, and with 3 people using it, we go through it really quickly. But I do look for sales and things like that on it as well. And then I do have 2 boxes of K-Cups. These are for Bible studies. I'm going to do my best to not use them up myself. I'm going to work on making sure I use the reusable K-Cup and regular ground coffee to save costs. But it is kind of nice knowing that we'll have these in the house just in case I need a cup of coffee like right now. And then toilet paper. This will do us for 2 weeks. This is $10 worth of toilet paper. Kind of sad, but it's the cheapest we can get for the quality. This past 2-week period, I think we ended up spending something like $3 over our $300. So that's pretty reasonable for a family of 5 for 2 weeks. So that's just slightly over $150 in groceries. That does include our trip to Little Caesars as well, so that you may have caught in a previous video. If you have tips on saving money at the grocery store, leave them in the comment section below. I love learning new ideas, and I'd love to hear yours. All right, I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.